Greenhouse gas concentrations are at their highest levels in 2 million years, and emissions continue to rise. As a result, the Earth is now about 1.1 degrees Celsius warmer than it was in the late 1800s. The world is calling for swift action to cut emissions of methane, a greenhouse gas second only to carbon dioxide in driving global warming. Methane accounts for more than 30% of global warming, out of which rice farming is the biggest man-made source of methane and adds up to 12% of emissions for millennia. Rice has been a staple crop for more than half of the world's population, but growing it in continuously flooded waters not only consumes an abundance of water but emits large quantities of methane. While it is important to meet the growing demand for rice, focusing on environmental conservation and adapting to the most innovative technologies is essential. We at AgriCapita Innotech provide holistic solutions to farmers across the globe with the vision of achieving affordable and sustainable farming for a better tomorrow. We apply small-scale CDM methodology recommended by United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change UNFCCC for this project. We thus manage the excessive emissions of methane by using scientific technologies like alternate wetting and drying and direct seeding, to name a few. Alternate wetting and drying is a technique that has shown promise in reducing methane emissions and global warming potential. This method tremendously reduces water usage in paddy crops and thus prevents frequent diseases in them. Under AWD, the soil is allowed to dry periodically during the growing season. Farmers are adopting this technique with agronomy support and field tubes provided by AgriCapita to optimally practice alternate wetting and drying mechanism. Through this method, they can reduce up to 30% of water usage and 48% of methane gas emissions without affecting the yield of the crop. This is an important step in mitigating the adverse effects of climate change and optimizing the resource requirement. AgriCapita's research team supports farmers in adapting to the AWD method and building their capacities in successfully implementing it as per their requirements. The team regularly collects gas samples from paddy fields and tests methane emissions using gas chromatography to accurately calculate methane emission reductions. Product prototype and walkthrough technology. This is how it works. AgriCapita has launched its mobile app to improve the learning experience of farmers. They can now access all information related to the alternate wetting and drying technique at their fingertips. The AgriCapita team initially assists farmers in using this application and taking a step forward towards reducing methane emissions. The app provides information on AWD technique, starting from its installation to monitoring of crops until harvesting. Farmers can also connect with dedicated AgriCapita agronomists to solve their problems and benefit from cultivation logbooks for more information. The app has benefited more than 7,000 farmers.
మాది గోపరాజపల్లి గ్రామం, జనగాం మండలం, జిల్లా వరంగల్, జనగాము. ఇక్కడ మేము గోపరాజపల్లి రైతు. ఈ రైతులకు అగ్రికాపిటా ద్వారా ఖరీఫ్ సీజన్ లో దాదాపు ఒక 200 మందికి అవగాహన శిక్షణ అనేది ఇచ్చారు. జనగామ నుండి అగ్రికాపిటా వాళ్ళు వచ్చి ఇక్కడ గ్రామమిత్ర కార్యకర్త ద్వారా.
So far, the project has been able to collectively reduce 30,000 tons of carbon dioxide emissions and 2 million liters of water. That's not all. Farmers have been able to secure their most valuable assets, time, money, and efforts.